Welcome to Bible Reader Companion. We're continuing to look at 1 Peter chapters 1 through 3. And yesterday we looked at a section in chapter 1 that talked about the fact that we have an inheritance that doesn't fade away and has a never-ending value. But here's the question: what was the cost of the ability to provide us with that kind of an inheritance? What did it take? What had to be sacrificed for us to have that hope of that inheritance? In the latter part of chapter 1, we're going to begin reading in verse 17. 1 Peter chapter 1, beginning in verse 17. Again, reading from New King James Version. And if you call on the Father, who without partiality judges according to each one's work, conduct yourselves throughout the time of your stay here in fear, knowing that you were not redeemed with corruptible things like silver or gold from your aimless conduct, received by tradition from your fathers, but with the precious blood of Christ, as of a lamb without blemish and without spot. He indeed was foreordained before the foundation of the world, but was manifest in these last times for you, who through him believe in God, who raised him from the dead and gave him glory, so that your faith and hope are in God. So here's the question: what would you be willing to pay to give a valuable inheritance to someone? Would you be willing to sacrifice time to work more hours to have a bigger value of something to give to your children? Would you be willing to maybe take a second job? Would you be willing to sacrifice not purchasing some things that you want so that you can provide a better inheritance for your children? Maybe those things are of value to us. But as we talked about yesterday, all of those things of value in this world fade away. God purchased a much greater inheritance for us, but what did he do it with? He didn't do it with gold or silver. God had everything in the world. He controlled the world. He created the world. What price did he pay for our inheritance, for our hope, for our salvation? We were redeemed, and that means bought back. We had something, we gave it up, and God had to buy us back again. With what? Not gold, not silver, not something of this world, but with the precious blood of Christ, as of a lamb without blemish and without spot. Jesus had to die as a perfect sacrifice for the sins of mankind. When we reject Christ, when we reject serving him and believing in God, we don't just reject some tradition or some history that's born in America. We reject the love and sacrifice that God had to redeem man with the blood of his own Son. Have we thought about that? Do we realize what we're turning our backs on when we turn our backs on God and upon Christ? That we're turning our backs on the sacrifice that he made, not of gold and silver, but of the blood of Jesus Christ. That's how much he thought we were worth. He was willing to buy us back and to provide us an inheritance, even at the cost of his own Son. Thank you for joining us, and hope you'll think on these things and join us again tomorrow. Thank you.